The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Nissan, Kia, Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, and the resale division with locations in the greater Rochester area near you. Visit visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. The fall season is in the books, and we're going to take a look back this week at some of the best stories from the fall, beginning at Eastridge. It was our first story of the year with the Lancers field hockey team as they kicked off the season in style with Midnight Madness. For some of these girls, this is a tradition that has been around longer than they have. 14 years ago, the field hockey team at Eastridge took to the field for their first practice at 12:01. On the first day, practice was allowed. An idea that Linda Adams, the coach at the time, had seen done on a bigger stage and wanted to try.
I kept reading about how Division I men's, although women started doing it too, NCAA, they would do a March Madness, Midnight Madness kind of thing to start their basketball season. So I always thought that would be a cool thing to do. And as I got near the end of my career, I said to the athletic director, I always had this idea, I wondered if I could try it before I end up not coaching anymore. And so we did that, and it worked.
Originally, her idea was to use the event as a fundraiser for the program, but plans change, sometimes for the better.
Our church youth group had something where you could buy stock to help the youth group go on a mission trip. And so we sent out something to the field hockey alumni asking whether or not they would buy stock. And if you did a certain amount of stock, you got to play. Because there were girls that said, I want to play one more time. These were alumni. I just want to play one more time, and they would love to play under the lights. So we had lights over there by the expressway. And so that was kind of what prompted it also. What ended up happening, people did send in money for shares, but nobody wanted to play because I think they were afraid they hadn't played in a long time.
Of course, doing something like this can't happen without a lot of other people getting on board. And at first, that was not a guarantee.
I thought it was a great idea. My worry was how was I going to explain it to the district and see if I was going to be able to do it. Linda, I guess, wanted to do this for a long time prior to me, and for whatever reason, they just couldn't get it to work out. So I went to the district to talk to them about it, and I told them, I'll make sure, everything's all set. And it was a great first year, and we've been doing it ever since.
Love you guys. Ready, guys? Let's put our hands in. Let's put our hands in.
As you can see, the focus of this night isn't really on the field hockey. It's more about the players getting together, becoming a team, and being a part of something very special. For the current coach, it's also a great recruiting tool.
They have such a sense of camaraderie about this. They start talking about it. They'll start talking about next year's actually tomorrow, okay, when we have practice. And they just get excited about it. It's a great thing that they when we do a lot of outreach with the younger kids, with elementary school and middle school kids, and these guys will talk all about it. They'll show them videos from Midnight Madness, and it's something that people seem to latch onto and they get really excited about before they're even at the high school. So I just love that, and I love that it's on our kids' minds all year long just to start the season this way. So for kids that haven't played the sport before, it gives a very fun entry into the game, because they really are thinking about getting along with their teammates and becoming friends first, because they put together these elaborate costumes and sort of themes for things. And so they actually it's a way for them to become friends and familiar with each other before they even have to get out on the field and play together. And I think that's awesome.
For the families who have been a part of it, it's a tradition they couldn't imagine not having around. Even after their child has graduated, they might be there, like Brian Timmons. His daughter Elida has moved on to college, but it's something so special and so unique, they can't just walk away.
I've talked to parents, other schools in our division, and they can't believe we do a midnight practice. They think that's so cool that we do it. And, Coach Fisher, I'm glad she keeps this tradition going. It's really exciting. I think it's the thing they look forward to because it's that milestone that practice has started. The school year's about to start, the season's about to start, and I think it's a great thing they do it.
For the current players, being a part of something that is so unique gives them a feeling that is like no other.
The team bonding. I mean, I have the friends that I have now because of field hockey. If it wasn't for these like big group bonding things like Midnight Madness, I mean, I could have had a totally different friend group and upbringing in high school, and I couldn't have wished for something better.
It's such a tradition for this program. Is it kind of nice to be a part of something that's been around for 14 years now?
Yeah, because I get to hear the stories from Coach and how Coach Adams was her coach, and it's like, I don't know, I just feel like we're something big, like a big family that's just been going on and on for generations.
Tonight is actually very bittersweet because I love Midnight Madness because our class just always went all out, like right from the get-go. And it was just like being able to dress up in like crazy colors and get interesting costumes with like tutus and like tie-dyed shirts. It's really fun. Also, it's like you don't naturally see people out here at midnight, so kind of having this being like just a field hockey thing is kind of fun.
When Fisher first took over the program, the thought of holding a midnight practice had her scratching her head. But after 6 years of doing it, she knows how special it really is.
When you took over the program, did it ever cross your mind to not do this?
Yes, it did. Yes, I actually asked them, why do we do this? Because I thought it sounded a little out there, But honestly, that first group of kids that was 6 years ago that I started coaching said, the magic is in the midnight. You just have to go and you have to feel it, and then you'll understand it. And I have to say that I do understand it now. And but before I did it the first time, no, I did not. I wasn't really looking forward to coming here at midnight. But now I get it, and I'm good with it.
Yeah. Stick in, ladies. Stick in. 1, 2, 3, Lancers! Thank you, Mr. Crocetti!
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Coming up, Paul Gotham is joined by Athena's Rob Cerone for the Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook. We've got that and more when the Vision High School Sports Beat returns.
Bacon, egg, cheese. Only one way to make this better. Another one. Dunkin' Go-Tos. Get 2 bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches for $5. America runs on Dunkin'.
Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. It's time now for the High School Notebook, brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'.
Happy to welcome Rob Cerone, now retired Greece Athena football coach, here to the High School Notebook. Rob, happy to have you along. Welcome.
Yeah, it's got a nice ring to it. Retired. Wow. You're the first guy that's introduced me that way, so that's kind of neat.
So, well, that leads right into a question here. A lot of work goes on behind the scenes that people don't know about. And you got that end of the season checklist, uniforms and equipment and all that stuff. What was it like to be going through that for the last time?
It hit me a little bit over the summer because I can remember when we stopped the summer workout, I thought, wow, it's the last time I put the workout on the board. It's the last time I run a summer workout. And then I get into preseason, wow, it's the last double session. So I definitely thought about it a lot. And, I'm excited. There's mixed emotions because it's been such a major part of my life for so long. But I'm ready. I really believe, I've thought about it for a long time. And after we won it in 2016, I took a step back and thought, okay, how long am I really going to do this? I'm going to retire from teaching this year also. So it's a clean break. And so I tried to prepare myself. I had a couple of years to do it, but it's not easy.
You mentioned that 2016 championship team, obviously having your dad hand you the brick, the championship trophy there. What are some of the other memories that maybe aren't so obvious that others don't know that you take with you after your career?
Yeah, that was certainly a highlight and a real special moment. But as I think about that, that's a good question. And really the memories that I most cherish are the relationships that I've built and that I've met. I've been so fortunate and blessed to coach so many wonderful young men over the years. And I run into them now. I run into them at Wegmans, or I'll see them out at dinner, and they introduce me to their wives, and they introduce me to their kids. And that's really what it's all about, because you make a connection and you hope that somewhere along the way you've helped them become a young man. And so those memories of my players are really what stand out to me now. And when I told my team, I said that to them, and I said, you know what, I'm going to see you in 10 or 15 years, and you're going to do the same thing, and that means a lot to me. So I look forward to that. But those are the memories that I cherish, is the relationships that I've been able to build with my players over the years.
The climb to the top there, the climb to the mountain, up the mountain there to get that championship. Are there any lessons you learned there that you can pass on to younger coaches?
In football, what I would say is you don't want to become stagnant. And we went 13 weeks that year, all the way to state finals, and each week we would try to implement something, whether it be a new formation, same plays, but just giving somebody a different look, or maybe a different shift, maybe a gadget play. Try to install something so you're not becoming stagnant. I think that's really important. And then the other thing is we tried to focus on, we're going to go 1-0. Routine is really important for kids. So we kept the same routine, same Monday practice, same Tuesday practice, so it was similar and familiar to them. So I think those two things are important.
Well, Rob, thank you very much. Thank you for coming aboard the High School Notebook.
Thanks for having me.
Coming up next, the best of the Making the Grade nominees with Kim. And later, we take a tour of the remodeled Monroe High School. We'll have that and more when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. We now take a look back at our Making the Grade honorees from the fall season. Webster Thomas's Micah McDonald is a National Honor Society student who qualified for the girls' Junior PGA Championship while helping her golf team earn a Section 5 championship. Katie Sedera Victor was also honored. She was named Class AA Player of the Year as a pitcher and maintains a 94 average in school. Geneva Junior Ryan Fishback is a member of Rotary Club, the math team, and his high school band, and is a Section 5 Class B tennis champ. And finally, Emma Arnold is a 3-year varsity player and captain for the Palmac varsity lacrosse team. She's also a U.S. Lacrosse All-American and an All-Greater Rochester First Team honoree. That does it for this week's Making the Grade honorees. We'll continue our recap next week. If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. You can send them in to info@classywolf.com. And now here's Dave with the McArdles Section 5 Spotlight.
Well, thanks, Kim. Here are some of the athletes, teams, and coaches making news in this week's Section 5 Spotlight, brought to you by McArdles in Fairport. Come home to McArdles. Well, we have to talk about Ray Leach. The Batavia Blue Devils running back ran wild in the Class B Far West Regional versus Cheektowaga, totaling 417 yards and 8 touchdowns, setting 5 records in the process. Congrats to the Kendall girls soccer team for winning their first ever state title, taking the Class D championship with a 1-0 win over Fort Ann. The Victor girls volleyball team won the Class AA Far West Regional, beating Orchard Park to send them onto the state Final Four. The Blue Devils are now 20-0 on the year. And finally, the Fairpoint boys volleyball team staged an epic battle with Lockport before coming away with the Class A Western Regional title. The fourth set won by the Red Raiders 32-30. Well, up next, the rejuvenated city football program with the facilities to match. We'll have that story when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Came now to Eichel. He floated one. Score!
Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. This segment of the Vision High School Sports Beat brought to you by the Injury Free Coalition and our friends at Leo's Bakery and Deli. Please remember to always wear your seatbelt in the front and back seats and to focus only on driving when behind the wheel of a car. This message courtesy of the Injury-Free Coalition for Kids Smart Teen Driving Program and our friends at Leo's Bakery and Deli. The Monroe High School football team had spent the better part of 16 years without a field to call home. And now, thanks to a $1 billion school remodel, the Red Jackets are ready to build a winning culture. Here's Paul Gotham.
2018 home opener was unlike any other in Monroe High athletics history. You could say it was a day 3 decades in the making.
Incredible. It's great to be able to just walk down the stairs and walk out onto the field. I told the guys just before practice, you know, sometimes it's hard to believe as I'm coming in the morning and parking next to the field and then walking in and seeing the field there. It's it's surreal. You know, is this real? Is this a college campus? Is this Monroe? What's happening right now? And you know, before I was here, I was at the Marshall campus. I spent 21 years of my life over there, so that was the best that I had ever had. So to come here, the cliche of going from the outhouse to the penthouse, I'm living that. You know, so.
For the past 3 years, Monroe has been housed at the John Marshall High School building across the city, while renovations took place on the Alexander Street campus. But that's just the start of it. On September 8th, Monroe hosted a football game for the first time since 1988.
Jason Muhammad are your Monroe Red Jackets.
The Red Jackets spent the entire preseason practicing at Marshall. They didn't get a chance to see their school and its new facilities until Monday, September 3rd, 2 days before classes started.
Stop right at the midfield, guys.
My coach, Coach Sacco, said Labor Day was work day, so we'd be here to work. So I told him, listen, we're going to have practice at 10. If you come at 9, I'll give you a tour of your new school. By 8:30, they were all here.
What was it like that day to run around on the field for the first time?
First time we had the first touch on the field, so it felt good. We've been here now. We got here at 9 early. We got a tour of the school. Then we had practice at 10, so it did feel good.
And head basketball coach Matt McCormick took us on a tour of the new facilities.
Ever since that, this is all brand new here.
So this wall was not here?
No, it's not here. So now we're walking down into the new part.
The former gymnasium has now been renovated and made into a cafeteria. In addition to the school houses the athletic facilities, a state-of-the-art weight room, team rooms, and a new gymnasium with a seating capacity for more than 1,000 fans.
It's been great because you know the students that have been athletes here have really never had a feeling of home like students at other schools. So we've always played off-site, and to have this beautiful football field now in the gym that we have now, the sense of identity, the sense of home, I think is infiltrated the building here. It's great.
The last time Monroe tried to host a home basketball game was 2009. Cramped baselines and limited seating prevented future contests. In the past, Matt McCormick and his Red Jackets spent the school day at Marshall, but couldn't practice there because of repairs needed for that gym. So they traveled across the city to School 33, where they also played their games.
Basketball-wise, it's going to elevate us kind of to another level because we have these great facilities. We can practice on a court now. It's the size of a court we would play on. Strength-wise, we have a great new weight room that's just going to help kids as well. But as far as being able to play home games and have that identity of being at home, it's something that we've never had. I don't even have a feeling for it because I don't know what it's like, but it's going to be great.
That feeling of home is something the Monroe student body has been looking for, and now they found it.
It's a blessing. Honestly, this is good. It's kind of a feeling I don't know how to explain. because it's been a while since we've been here, but we've been together for a long time, so everybody come back and it's everything new. Feel good, honestly.
It feels good to be home. Back on the turf, ready for home game Saturday. Just prepare.
The locker room is so clean because it's theirs. You know, one of the kids, I probably shouldn't say this, but one of them just picked up a Band-Aid off the turf. They're like, we can't have this on our field, you know, because it's a sense of pride and ownership that it definitely matters. It makes a difference.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, especially the 11 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group, for making this Sports Beat possible. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week for part 2 of our Best of the Fall Season Special on the Vision High School Sports Beat.